Hey guys, let's get more news about Lakers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Shocking new details on Anthony Davis-Luka Doncic trade. The Lakers feared that LeBron James could seek a trade after they completed the blockbuster Anthony Davis-Luka Doncic trade, per The Athletic's Jovan Buha. On the Buha's Block podcast, the Lakers beat writer revealed that personnel within the organization were unsure about James' long-term future with the franchise. In the just immediate aftermath of the trade and the situation, there was a sense of there's no way LeBron knew, Buha said on March 18. And doing a trade of this magnitude and not giving him the heads up. And the fact that there wasn't, and his impending contract situation and Clutch Sports, theoretically losing some power with AD getting traded. There was a sense that would potentially lead to him asking out or at least exploring that option. Aftermath of Luka Doncic trade. Buha noted that much of the fear of James asking out was quelled within the first few days of the Kings' acceptance of the mid-season trade. I know from talking to some people around the situation that was an initial fear, Buha said. But really, within the first 24 hours, that got snuffed out, and it was clear that LeBron was going to be staying with the Lakers. James, who owns a player option for the 2025-26 season, has the option to become a free agent in the 2025 offseason. However, all signs point to the NBA's all-time leading scorer finishing his career in Los Angeles. James is said to be close to head coach J.J. Redick and franchise governor Jeannie Buss, not to mention has a fondness for Doncic. Shortly after the trade shook the world, James praised Doncic for gracefully handling the transaction and fitting in with his new team Lakers legit title contenders. When you move on, or they move on from you, it's very emotional, James said of the Luka Doncic trade. It's very taxing. It's probably a lot of things going on in his head that do not involve the game itself. I thought he handled it tremendously. James most definitely made the right call by staying in Los Angeles. Since Doncic's arrival, the Lakers are 14-6 with the number 3 defense and 7th best net rating in the league. Furthermore, the chemistry between Doncic and James has been off the charts. James has compared their chemistry to that of a quarterback and a wide receiver, with him assuming the latter role. I'm a natural-born wide receiver. He's a natural-born quarterback, James said on February 23. I've been running the floor and running lanes pretty much my whole life. He's been throwing great passes pretty much his whole life. So, it's not hard to get a rhythm when it comes to that. It's just all about eye contact. Being the great quarterback he is and me being the recipient of it. As of March 19, the Lakers, 42-25, were the 4th seed in the tightly bundled Western Conference. Unlike the last 2 years, the purple and gold will likely not have to go through the play-in tournament to secure a playoff berth. Doncic reaches milestone as Lakers defeat Nuggets. Luka Doncic scored 31 points as the Los Angeles Lakers eased to a 120-108 home win against the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference. The 26-year-old Slovenian bagged 21 points in the first quarter alone and went on to reach the 230-point game of his career while also recording 9 rebounds and 7 assists. Austin Reeves added 22 points for the Lakers, who were without the injured LeBron James and Rui Hachimura. The Nuggets, who missed Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray because of injuries, failed to recover after trailing 46-29 at the end of the first quarter and saw the Lakers leapfrog them by moving into 3rd place in the standings. Doncic, who joined the Lakers from the Dallas Mavericks in February, has now scored 30 points or more in 8 of his 16 games since the move. Like I always say, every day gets better, Doncic told ESPN after the win. That's 3 wins in a row now, so we've got to just keep it going. We go game by game because if you think too far in the future maybe you forget about the next game. We know the standings are tight but we've just got to try and win every game. The Lakers' 46-point first quarter was their highest scoring quarter of the season, while Doncic's 21 points was his most points in any quarter for the Lakers. In the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers remained top but fell to a 123-119 loss to the Sacramento Kings, their third straight defeat. DeMar DeRozan added 27 points for the Kings against the Cavaliers, who had seen their franchise record 16-game winning streak snapped by the Orlando Magic at the weekend. Magic Johnson on why Lakers could struggle in the playoffs. Luka and Reeves are major concerns. Magic Johnson has always been one of the most insightful minds when it comes to basketball analysis, and his latest comments about the Los Angeles Lakers' potential struggles in the playoffs have raised eyebrows. Speaking on Byron Scott's Fast Break podcast, Magic acknowledged that the Lakers have a strong offense but pointed out critical weaknesses that could be exploited in the postseason, particularly on the defensive end with Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. I thought it was good in terms of having somebody later as a star after LeBron retires. Offensively, it's a good team, right? It's a team where you have to say, okay, man, we got two guys we got to try to control and stop, but both of those guys are great passers, so they make the other players better. Where they're going to have to improve is on that defensive end and what happens in the playoffs. See, in the regular season, we're going to be okay. But the playoffs are different because now I got to beat you 4 out of 7, right? When Byron and I played, we all had meetings, right? The guards would watch film together, then we'd watch it as a team, of course. But we would say, okay, clever, James, they ain't got nobody to guard you, so we coming to you. And I'd say, Cap, I'm going to give you the first couple, but then we going to go to James. Then I would say, B, they don't get back, so I'm going to be pushing that rock, and I'm a be coming to you, baby, so just be ready. See, we would look at you and break you down where you were weak, and then we would attack you. That's what the Lakers are going to have to deal with once the playoffs start. Because we saw it against Boston, Boston looked up and said, okay, I'ma put Luka in the pick and roll every single time. And then Tatum had him saying, oh, you on me? Okay, I'm just gonna go right past you or pull up for my jump shot, because he knew he could just beat him off the dribble. They did the same thing to Austin Reeves. So the two dudes they wanted to attack were Luka and Austin Reeves off the dribble. Jaylen Brown said, oh, my turn. You had a big first half, right? My turn now, my turn now. And that's how they beat the Lakers. So what's going to happen in the playoffs on the defensive end? Magic praised the Lakers' long-term outlook, especially in terms of having a star for the future once LeBron James retires. He acknowledged that the team has two elite offensive playmakers in LeBron and Luka, which makes them incredibly difficult to defend. However, he warned that regular season success doesn't always translate to playoff dominance, emphasizing that teams will scout weaknesses and attack them relentlessly in a 7-game series. One of Magic's biggest concerns is that teams will expose the Lakers' defensive liabilities in the playoffs. He referenced a recent game against the Boston Celtics, where Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown repeatedly hunted Luka and Reeves in isolation. This is a major concern because defense wins championships, and if the Lakers can't contain elite wings and guards, they could struggle against teams like the Celtics, Thunder, Cavaliers, or Nuggets in a deep playoff run. Despite these concerns, the Lakers have been one of the best defensive teams since January 15. Over their last 30 games, they have posted the second-best defensive rating in the NBA, going 22-8 in that stretch. Their record is the fourth best in the league during this period, trailing only the Boston Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder, and Cleveland Cavaliers, all of whom currently hold the top records in the league. The Lakers' defense has been a key factor in their rise to the fourth seed in the West with a 42-25 record. Although, as Magic pointed out, the regular season and playoffs are two entirely different battles. The Lakers' primary goal is to finish in the top 6 to avoid the play-in tournament, but securing a top 4 seed would give them home court advantage in the first round. With Luka and LeBron leading the charge, the offense is elite, but defensive concerns, particularly involving Doncic and Reeves, could determine how far they go in the playoffs. Ultimately, Magic's concerns are valid, but the Lakers still have time to adjust and tighten up their defense before the postseason begins. Are you a fan? What do you think of Magic Johnson's statement? Leave your opinion in the comments.